Okay, let's get right into the stock market technical analysis. Guys, a couple things I'm seeing in the market this morning, and I'm just not able to get a video out fast enough. Now, I did comment in the private membership group what I think's going on, so if you haven't joined that and you're interested in getting a little bit more timely insights on the market, I do try to post in there first before I get out the public videos. Link in the description below. Also, if you are interested in learning this as a skill set, then take my stock market technical analysis course. Now my course is teaching you really about trend trading and swing trading, not so much day trading. So the intraday moves, the little moves that happen intraday, is not really what that course is about. It's really more about finding the setups before they trigger, and then taking action and gaining the opportunity on those setups. So link in the description below for that course and the membership. Okay, so triple Qs, we are breaking the trend line. Couple things to look for that I'm going to be watching for, and again, just with full disclosure, I am short again. So yesterday I covered my shorts at the support right here as we fell to support. Pretty much covered them in the pre-market is what I did, but we got a little bounce. I was looking for a bounce up to this 314 area. It just never really came, and we're starting to break the trend line again, so I just reshorted the thing, basically back into my original position. So what I see happening right now is basically we've got some support right here at about 296. Pretty good support on the daily. You can see all the tags right here of resistance right in that area. And then it was basically support right here. So 1, 2, reaction right there. Four reactions. We also had a gap right there. So I think that's the next level of support. And if we're going to continue selling, we're likely going to stop there at least today and hold there. Probably get a bounce there. We'll have to see what the charts look like. But I would think maybe we get a bounce there. Going down to the hourly chart, you can see there's the breakdown, and obviously continuing to head towards that 296. It's about 296.50 of the area of support. The other thing that I did notice is there is this potential bear flag. So you got the flag pole, you kind of mark out the flag like that, and then what you do is you take your flag pole and move it down to the highest point right in there, and that gives you kind of a measured target. And right now it's about 290.80 roughly. And we've got an area of support. 296 is obviously support, and this is projecting us at 290.80. So that's the flag. Looks like we're going lower. Okay, an alternate scenario. Let's look here on the hourly. So this is an alternate potential scenario, although not confirmed. You can see right now we have bullish divergence on the hourly. See how the momentum is still moving higher, and we haven't made slightly a new lower low in the momentum on the RSI. PPO, let me zoom in here. That one's starting to get taken out. All right, so that's actually getting taken out. So that's pretty bearish in general. And if the RSI just continues, much lower, it's going to take out this bullish divergence as well. So in general, signaling pretty bearish price action. If we continue much lower, then that's going to tell me that, okay, we're likely going a lot lower here, and this first level of support is, if this first level of support doesn't hold, if we don't get some sort of a little whipsaw where it basically bounces off that 296 and recovers, some sort of a false breakdown, then that tells me that we're probably heading down to the June lows, all right, down here, and we'll battle it out down here for a little bit. Okay, so that is what I've got. If we continue lower, we should head down to these June lows about 269.50. Okay, so in general, I'm just going to remain short until I see a recovery of the trend line. And if they can recover the trend line and signal kind of a bear trap, false breakdown, then we should rally up to that 314 and maybe even higher. But as of right now, the divergences are getting taken out on the PPO and the RSI again, just not much more, and we're going to take that out on the on the RSI. SPY, looking at the hourly chart here. Here's the PPO. One thing to note, no divergence anymore, so that is bearish. On the RSI, slight divergence, so we've got still a higher high, but the RSI is pointed straight down, so much lower, and we're going to take that out as well. So it's not confirmed. All right, you need confirmed divergence to really say this is a divergent low. As of right now, we've got momentum heading pointed down, price pointed down, much more selling, we're going to take that out. So on the SPY, the trend line off the June lows is right here. We're coming into some support right about 391. Yeah, right about there, 391. So we head down there. We should get a bounce at that area. But again, the Qs is taking out its trend line support. So maybe you bounce here on the SPY while the Qs does a back test of that trend line. And IWM, again, looks like it's heading lower. We got some support on IWM. I think it's right in here, about 180. That's the trend line that comes off the all-time highs. You can see we've got some reactions here. We're likely going to get a bounce in that area. One thing to note, though, on the hourly chart, we don't have bullish divergence on the RSI. We still have it on the PPO, but it's not confirmed. So in general, these technicals, the momentum technicals, are starting to get burned through, and we're losing some of that bullish setup. It's in general, we're starting to look more bearish. And that might mean that we're going to continue actually a lot lower. So I'm back short again, and I'm just going to remain that way until I see a change. You know, every day we get different setups. So going back to the Qs, the reason for me to cover my shorts yesterday, and we did get a reaction, is we hit support. You can see we hit support. We held there all day, and I was looking for a bounce. We just never got the bounce. And as we start to break down, well, it looks like it's continuation to the downside. So we just jumped back in short. So in general, didn't really give up any gains. We're just continuing with the original trade that we started short. We just, I just exited and was waiting for the bounce, just didn't get it. Okay, here's a new trade idea, RYI. We've got a sell signal today. So on RYI, you can see basically we've got a trend line to watch coming off the May 2020 lows. Support, 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 breakdown, and back test. All right, so we were back testing all through here. Those back tests were divergent highs. You can see here on the daily, boom, there's your negative divergence. So that was a divergent high basically right here. And then if you go and you can see our trend line that we're watching, we basically started creating this trend line here. And if I go down to the hourly, I'll show it to you right there. Let me kind of clean this up. There it is, support through here, and boom, there's the sell signal on the hourly chart. So there it is. That is a rejection of the back test as well as a break of the support. We should head lower, head probably right down to the 200-day. And then some other areas of support. RYI, looks like you got some support. It's kind of choppy through here. Definitely the 200-day, and I would think quite lower. Good support right down here at about 18 bucks right in there. You can see they stepped in early on this most recent rally. So if we're going to continue lower, it's probably going to go something like this, down to about 25, maybe a little bounce, and then work our way down to 18 bucks. And then we'll see how things look down there. Probably going to undercut those. If we get down there, we'll probably break and head lower. But I like it. I like the sell signal that it's giving us today. Eli Lilly, this is continuing lower. It's just a slow grind. It's kind of a defensive stock. So in general, it's not going to crash like a growth stock. But I do think it heads lower and continues down to our target right now of 284. Right down there. You can see we're just, since we got the rejection and the sell signal, we're continuing lower. So in general, big negative divergence on the daily chart. This divergence is one of the bigger ones. It's been there for a while and it's been persisting. So the measured target, if you take this wedge right here, this is your bearish rising wedge, and it really sets us up for a move. You take the breakdown, and it is about that it is our target right there, about 284.65. So that's where I think we had, and from where we're at right now, that's another 8% or so to the downside before we hit our profit target. So nothing, I like it. I think it should continue lower. Okay, that's all I got. I'm going to try to cut it short just so I can get the video out. I don't see, too much more going on, just more selling basically. We're approaching this 296 area. By the time the video gets out, we'll probably be there. We should get a bounce there. This is where the buyers should initially be, at least some buyers. We likely get a bounce, and then we'll probably continue lower over time down to the June lows, and then, likely going to take those out and head lower, but down to our final target of this next leg lower, about 238, okay? That's our pre-COVID highs on triple Qs, and that's where I think we're heading before we get some sort of a meaningful bounce. Maybe the Fed will pivot there. We don't know, but yeah, that's where I think we're heading, down there at 238-ish in triple Qs. All right, guys, good luck. Bye.